first part's pretty steep. Whichever way you come, it's steep going up. There's like 2 or 3 ways to get up here from this side. Near the 210. And the 57. This is considered the east side of the San Gabriel Valley. This is pretty steep right here. I could usually cram I could usually cram 5 miles, 5.5 with hour 10, hour 15. It's a nice day today. About 83 degrees. Nice breeze. Usually don't like to hike when it's above 90. We're almost done. I don't know if you can see, there's two more roads. So there's a paved fire road. That's still pretty steep. And then there's another dirt road on that side. We're going to be coming down that way, say about 15 minutes or so. We'll be coming down this way. But we're going to head down this way going down. We're going to go in a little valley. And then there's a part where there's a lot of good switchbacks. I'd say about a 350 foot elevation gain in about a quarter mile. So it's not crazy, but it's not easy either. As you'll see in a bit once I get down there. I'd run, but it's a little warm. You might see me run here and there, usually toward later. Try to conserve my energy, especially right now. I'm just trying to get my heart rate up. That's all, like doing that steep trail that we just did. Get your heart rate up, get you warmed up, even in the warm sun. After the switchbacks, I may run this area. You'll see once we loop back around. So we're going to go down into this little mini valley. So out here, see a lot of ground squirrels, a lot of whitetail rabbits, a lot of birds. I don't know the names of a lot of the birds, but I'm going to try because I see a lot of different ones out here, small and a couple large ones. Fortunately, I've yet to see a mountain lion or any sort of bears, but it's midday. I don't suspect they'd even consider coming out. I believe the exact name of this area is a Bonnie Cove. But there is a large street that runs north and south to the right of here, and that's called Lone Hill. So I don't know. They consider this Lone Hill, but I think technically it is a Bonnie Cove. And this, it is in Los Angeles County in California. Beautiful California. California is so beautiful. Not as beautiful as Utah, though. I would say Utah probably one of the most beautiful states. They're very unique. Arizona as well. Arizona is very beautiful. The whole West Coast is beautiful. Yeah, it gets hot out here on the West Coast, but you know what? Better than being extremely humid. Doesn't snow here. At least not in this area. So right in front of us is actually the San Gabriel Mountains, and located there is Mount Baldy. Now that definitely gets snow. It's over 10,000 feet of elevation. I've summited that before. That was a very rough hike. Once you get to a certain altitude, and if you're not familiar with it, it can be a little tough, but I did it. I think they say Baldy is a practice for Mount Whitney. Tell me in the comments if that's true. That's what I've been told. And I got my Stanley. This only holds 24 ounces, but that's plenty. If I was doing anything longer, I would definitely have a Camelback on. So this is the Alasta Canyon South Fork. This is the trail that has a lot of the switchbacks. So we'll get down in here. Might be a little dark, sorry. Action cameras aren't the best in low light situations. And I'm using the DJI Action 4, if anyone's wondering. Got a 4K 60 frames per second. So this part's cool because it's a little shaded, but the switchbacks are all exposed. It's getting a little rough, so excuse my breathing. I'm not entirely in shape, but I'm not completely out of shape. We're gonna go somewhere up there. I like to do these parts first, just because at the beginning, I don't want to get caught up here and having low energy, so I do it at the beginning. You can probably see the San Gabriel Mountains in the background. Someone down there is a world famous donut man. I don't know if it's world famous, but we don't know it in SoCal. There's one in downtown LA at the Grand Central Market. If anyone knows what that is, I'm assuming it's a kind of bug. I hear it up here all the time. We're almost done. So I can keep going up, but I won't because there's a lot more trails over in that way that I want to do, and it's more shaded over there as well. I used to run a lot, but I got really bored with it, and then I went back to school. I just graduated in May, so I've been out. The hiking game, I would say, before pre-COVID. So now that I'm graduated, I have way more time on my hand. I also work full time, so it's always really hard to squeeze in hikes and stuff, you know, knowing I have schoolwork and deadlines, and you know, I'm in groups and teams that are allowing me to do my part in projects, and yeah, that's all the time consuming. It looks like we got some folks up here enjoying the day as well, getting some nice views. Well, we did the first trail coming up when we got to the top. This, if you make a right, this comes all the way over here. So what we're going to do is loop back around and go down to that little valley that we were at earlier. But we're going to keep traveling left, because there's another set of trails over in that area. And that's where I like to hike over a little bit more over here. Over here is a little more sketch. There's more. Ooh. How you folks doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. You'll be good. There's a nice breeze going and everything. Yeah. Well, you guys have a good one. The young kid over there, hating life. Poor thing. You know, in such a suburban area, you're like, oh, well, you can't get a good workout up there. No, some of the trails are pretty steep. Give you a nice, good workout. Plus, when it's warm like this, luckily we usually have a nice continuous breeze. I have a buddy who lives in Las Vegas, and he's from out here. He's from LA. He said the only difference is out there, it stays hot. So it could be 100, but the low could still only be 80, 82. Out here, a lot of times if it hits 100, it could definitely drop back down into the mid 70s, low 70s at night. So I know a lot of times I like to have my window fan on. I like to have natural air. The central air, it's kind of stuffy for me, so it works out perfectly to have the window open at night, living in Los Angeles County. So I wouldn't be opposed to move out to Las Vegas, though. You know, I think that's definitely in the future. But we'll see. I really like this part of LA County, East San Gabriel Valley. You're still close enough to downtown. I mean, it's really hazy today, but I could definitely see downtown from here. I'd say it's about 30 miles. You know, but you're far enough where you're not caught up too much in the hustle bustle. You still get the freeway traffic, though. That's for sure. Especially heading west, you know. I work out west, so I hit traffic going west and obviously coming home. So, but some days I go in early, like 4 or 5 a.m., so it works out. At that point, there's no traffic going there, nor really traffic coming back east. This is probably your second time seeing this if you're still with me watching the video. Sorry you guys have to see this for a second time, but it's just one of the routes I take. It's probably one of the more popular routes that I do myself. See, there's those bugs again. It sounded a little menacing, but I'll live. You know, I want to get back to hiking, you know, Mount Wilson area. Years ago, we would hike it from Sierra Madre, from the bottom. Fairly long hike. I think the most popular one out of that area is just going to First Water. That area, you might see some more larger animals like the mountain lions, animals like that, because this little range right here is separated from the San Gabriel Mountains. If you look on the map, it is separated, so I don't know, there's not much food for the mountain lions and larger animals, not much prey for them up here. I think for the for the ground squirrels and the rabbits, they're probably more concerned about the birds, about the hawks. Yeah, skunks. There's skunks up here too. You could smell them sometimes. More in the morning time though. But we get skunks at home too. You know, one time they sprayed the living room, the front porch, and it stunk up the living room for days. Or sometimes they're in the backyard. We have a fairly large backyard. And so probably nightly there's skunks back there, raccoons. We used to have a cat, but I don't know, she stopped coming around. She was a community cat. And it seemed like she would take care of the mouse problems because, you know, after her disappearance, started noticing a few more droppings around. So, you know, where we live, there's a lot of trees and bushes, and in the back of the backyard is the wash actually too. So, speaking of skunk, I can smell one right now. I just passed by. On the other side of this mountain or hill, whatever you want to call it, there's actually a dog park. So once we get to that side, if you guys hear barking or a lot of people talking, you know, it's because there's a dog park. And there might be some unhoused people up here as well. I've seen a couple tents, so, but you know, it's none of my business. I won't bother you, you don't bother me. So this is where that one switchback we did earlier, the Alasta Canyon South Fork, but we're not doing that because we already did it. So we'll be coming up over to the left. So I might speed it up a little bit. Just depends. I have ADHD, so sometimes I get you know, these little bursts of energy. And when hiking, I mean, I like to run. I like to run when we're going up. If I know if it's not gonna be going up for a mile, I'll run it. Yeah, sometimes it's hard just trying to walk up something steep. I'd rather just run up it. Jet that just passed over us. Ontario International Airport's not too far from here, so we do see some time to time some commercial flights coming overhead. I mean, you can see it. Okay, we're in an urban setting, but you know what? The view's not that bad. Over there is a GMR. I think it was closed today, July 3rd. I'm waiting for Glendora Mountain Ridge Road to open up because you can take that all the way to Baldy. I don't think you can see Baldy from here. Just a bad angle, but you can take GMR out in the distance out that way. Yeah, I don't really like riding downhill. It's a little sketch. You know, you can easily lose your balance or trip on something. I feel your depth perspective is a little off. But here we go. Here's Eastview Trail. So this one I like to do. Might run this part a little bit. Excuse the sound of my Stanley with the ice in it and everything in the water. Just because this dirt's hard and compact and it's hot. Sorry if you guys are in the direct sun. I remember, I think I scrambled down here somewhere. There's a place to scramble down. Can't remember if it's over here. Let's see. Yeah, we're not going down that way. I have shorts on. So if I had pants, I probably definitely would. But since I have shorts on, I will not. I do have my UV shirt on. Yeah, might not be this one. Might be another area I'm thinking about. I think it's further more up this way. Where we're heading right now, that's the way I usually go anyway. I remember now. So no spur back that way. The Eastview Trail is out down that way. So we're gonna head right, make a right up here. Maybe I'll kick it up a little bit, because I'm not sure how long the DJI screen battery lasts for. I know it lasts for at least 90 minutes, but I have an extra just in case. But I'm trying to get all this done on one battery. I'll run down here, right here a little bit. It's not that steep. So sometimes I'll go that way, I'll loop around, but I'm gonna go up this way because I think that's where the scramble part down comes down from to hit this trail right here, the one on the right. So we will see. And yes, that was someone locking the car. You know, you gotta remember, we're still really close to civilization. I have a buddy that lives down there, and I tease him like, I can see your place, because I can literally see his place. And if you hear, see it, another commercial jet. Guys, make sure you go hiking too. Be covered up. You know, the legs, yeah, it's different. But try wear the long sleeve UV shirts. and some sunscreen. Even for the face, I have a face sunscreen that I use. And then I wear a hat as well. I believe it's right here where we're scrambling down. Well, let's go. This should take us down somewhere near the dog park trail. If I remember correctly. Let's see. Well, I must have scrambled down another area because this seems like an actual trail right here. I don't know if you can make it out. It's pretty steep though. Can you guys hear the dog barking in the back? It's actually very steep. It's not pretty steep. So if you don't have hiking shoes or trail running shoes, I do not recommend doing this. You will fall. If you have running shoes, do not recommend. I have on the Adidas Terex, the AX4, so they're good for what I like to do. So again, this is very steep. I don't know if the camera is picking it up or not, but I'm taking it very slowly. No rush. Sorry if the camera was sideways. I just had to go down sideways right there. So yeah, very, very, very steep. I'll watch your step. Plus, there's a lot of dead grass up here, so you know, pretty much like hay. And makes it a little bit more slippery, but actually these shoes are pretty impressive. Oh, they almost fell right there after I said that. Okay, maybe I won't say impressive. They're very good. Yeah, we're not going down there. Just gonna continue right here on this. I guess it's a trail. This part looks a little sketch, plus it has leaves and stuff, so that makes things a little bit more slippery at times. And then you got to be careful too what you touch around here, because you know there's a lot of poison oak out here. You know, I would just stay on the trails. And then here we are. If we keep going down there, I believe that's where the dog park is. I do not want to go there. So we're gonna swing around this way. I know we're going this way. This will take us near like a old building. I don't even know what was in the building, but There's a couple old structures up here. I'm not sure if they're owned by the city of Glendora or LA County, because this is the city of Glendora. Which is the small foothill town. I wouldn't say small. I mean, all the towns and cities are together in LA County. You know, it's not like we go to other parts of the country and, you know, it takes you 20 miles to get to the next town. Or no, this is just all one sprawling metropolitan area. So, actually, if you take this one down, this takes you all the way down to the dog park. This is the Wild Iris Trail, the one on the right. This is the one I like to take. Then we could take that over to another trail. So let's head on. So you can mountain bike through here. We're going up, so slow down a little bit. Anyone know what these plants are called? I don't think I've rarely seen them. They kind of look cool. I like them. So I could keep going up, but I'm gonna hang a right. Because this will take us to another trail. I forgot what the name of the trail is. Oh, you know, I think it's a Walnut View trail, because the one we just did was Wild Iris. So that'll go up and connect with the one that we just came up from right there, and keep going up. Not keep going up, but go up to the top, and then yeah, I'll show you when we get to the other side where it ends. there's so many little trails and stuff up here. You would never think. Just driving by on the 210. This is all up here. I might run a little right here, just, you know, gotta get the heart going, you know? And if you hear that flapping in the back, that's my fanny pack. I like to wear one if I don't have a camelback on. Just to hold my stuff. Hold my car key, a knife, chapstick, and extra DJI battery. That's it. But I need one that fits tight around my waist. That's one that, it's not loose, but it's acceptable. But I would prefer if it was skin tight around my waist. But, you know, first world problems. I barely drank any of my water. I must not be working as hard, which I'm not. I'm trying to film for you guys. So what I'll do is I'll drink this whole thing, and then I'll have a electrolyte. I like the zero sugar one. Or Whole Foods has really good all natural ones that I really like to drink. One's called Leisure Hydration. That one's really good. Has a lot of B12, B6. Some other supplements to help with your focus and your energy. I won't try to pronounce them because I'm a butcher the names. One's Ashwagandha. Totally butchered that. Another one's theanine. You know, you'd think I would just Google it and hear the pronunciation, or go on YouTube and figure out how to pronounce it, but it's not important. So to give you guys some perspective, downtown LA is out that way, out west. To your left, you got the 210. Now on the right side of that, that's a baseline. And the most important thing, I didn't tell you guys, Route 66 runs parallel out that way. That's all Route 66. So where we saw Donut Man, I don't know if you saw it, but that street was Route 66. So you have to unique area. I really do like living out here. Yeah, I could already see the traffic building up right there, because the 57 is just a little, it's another half a mile up, and it gets backed up, you know. Anywhere in LA where there's interchanges, it gets backed up. That's just how it is. No way around that. And so, trail is done. Walnut Trail. Let me walk a little further down. I'll show you the structure that's here. I'm assuming it was for some sort of water. There's barbed wire on it, so yeah. Sure, there's nothing up there. I don't want to go up there. I don't want to. Nope. Just in case. Definitely not going up there. And so I can keep going up that way too, but I choose not to. There's not that much shade up there. It's just dirt road, so there's nothing that exciting up there. I usually don't go up that way unless I'm running. Unless I'm just running, I'm not filming. I'm kind of more in a timed situation. This, I don't care. I could be up here for 3 hours. But when I gotta get down to it, get a good workout in, I'll run up there. Just because it's more smooth to run on this trail than the trails. And the trails are a little sketch, as you saw. So can't really run those. A little grassland area out there. I don't know if you picked it up or if the DJI picked it up. So that hill right there, so I'll run. I'll probably do it right here. Maybe I'll get to the second shadow just to show you. It's kind of like, I used to run track, so when I used to do the 400, that last 100, you know, you just give it your all. And so I kind of have that mentality when I finish, you know, any kind of run. I want to drain the battery, drain my internal battery. So let's go. When I'm dead tired, it's never this easy. I'm fucking struggling. Oops, excuse my language. Well, usually do all the top. But I'm filming for you guys. Getting it a little off track, but should be a trail up here. Well, yeah, there is one, the main one. So this is the fire road that leads you all the way down. I don't really like taking it during the day because it's hot. The pavement gets really, really, really hot. And sometimes when it's really hot, it's not the biz. So here's another trail, one of the spur trails. We're already on it. You can't really tell, you know, people like to graffiti. I don't get it. Not up here. Who the heck's gonna see it? I'll see it. I'm probably like the third person up here all day. So this trail goes all the way down to where we were like a few minutes ago. This one will take you down. I believe this goes to the same area. But there's like 3 trails that go down to the same area. I don't get it. But I don't think it's for me to get because I didn't create it. So I don't know. So down we go. You see more of those trees that, or bush trees, I'm sorry guys, bushes that, I was wondering what the heck are they? You know, we'll go down this way. I'm trying to get down fast so we can maybe do another trail real quickly before the battery dies. Ah, there's a little cute bunny. You see, guys? Hello. You could ride your bike through here too. Sorry about that. I had to change the battery. It just died. So let me try to get through this and then I'll see you on the top. So we're right here like 30 minutes ago. I think I showed you this. I was like, either go right or to the top. I ended up going to the top. So I was gonna head back that way and come back around, but you know what? It's getting hot. I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna come back this way because I know this is close to the top. Closer. And now I'm running out of the low on water, so time to head back. So I'm gonna pause it right here, and then when I get to the top, I'll show you. Back on the fire road. I was gonna take the dirt road down on the other side of the paved road, but I'm gonna take the paved road down because it's getting warm up here and I need to get down. It's already over after 3 p.m. so it's one of the hotter times of the day. But I'll show you. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I'll show you how steep the fire road is. You probably get a better idea going up, but I think going down just gives it a little perspective as well. All right, we'll be down sooner than later. Started to heat up a little bit. And got a little nervous. It's like, oh shoot, I should head back. You know, if I'm gonna die somewhere on a mountain, I'd rather be somewhere cool, not a Bonnie Cove. With all due respect in it. I think this thing's only like 1,500 feet of elevation. Is that a mountain? I don't think that's considered a mountain. Bigger than a hill though? I don't know. But the heat just permeates off the gravel, you know. It's obviously it's black, right? It absorbs a lot of heat. So some cute bunnies to the right. You know, the animals up here do a good job of blending in. That's why I'm like, ooh, I hope I don't see any mountain lions or anything like that. I'd say bobcats, but I don't know. Your bobcats, I don't think they attack full-grown humans. They might. I don't know. I'm normal size, about 5'9", 180. I don't know, you know, if I'm too big. But, you know, I have seen up here, I've seen mule deer up here before. Can't remember. It was within the last year. I want to say maybe it was in the fall. So, I definitely have seen mule deer up here. How they access this area, I don't know, because it is not connected to the San Gabriel Mountain. But it also isn't very far. So, yep. Well, if you made it this far, you know, as the other YouTubers say, like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever you guys want. If you don't want to do any of that, that's fine too. I just like getting out. Now that I have the time to do so, I'm looking forward to it. So, you could probably hear the freeway a little bit more clear now. I don't know if you could hear it though. I don't know how this external mic picks things up. So, a little bunny off to the right. You know, this thing doesn't shoot very well in the low light, so it's kind of hard to. I would point it over there, but they like to hide under the bushes and stuff. I don't think the DJI picks it up as well. You know, as maybe like an iPhone or something that does better in low light situations. Yeah, as you can see, we're back down now. Let me come down here and show you guys a little something to tell you certain animals and whatnot. A lot of lizards up here. I haven't seen any coyotes. There are snakes. I haven't seen any snakes though, thankfully. There's your poison oak. I see a lot of hawks and skunks, obviously, and the scrub jays. Those have a very unique sound. I could tell when those are out. And we'll come around right here. These are a lot of the trails and stuff that they have just scattered through. Various trails. So, and up there is the freeway. I parked underneath over there. Yeah, I don't know what those people are doing. So this gives you a warning. Of what they have, and then you could park all right here. You can see straight ahead. That was the first trail I did. And then yeah, I parked underneath the freeway here. So coming back down. See ya.